Right. So what did we learn about the match that just ended where Arsenal beat Sunderland 3 goals to nil? Before the match, when I saw the lineup, I was like, why is Jesus starting? In fact, I didn't even spot him until the match started, and I'm thinking, isn't that number 9? Why is he starting? Because for me, it didn't make sense. Now, I've got this policy with Jesus and Martinelli. There are just certain games in the Premier League. Do not play these guys. You cannot start them in these Premier League games. They are great off the bench, which we saw with Martinelli. With Jesus, of course, every time he comes off the bench, he does well. And today we saw Gyökeres come off the bench and do very well, which is absolutely fantastic for us. So 3 goals to nil. Let's see, how did it happen? You know my bestie. You know my bestie Zubimendi with that opener. I was like, oh, I need to really stop being so judgmental. But still, my point still stands. For me, Zubimendi, that the goals he's scoring some very important goals. Since those mistakes, not even one, 2 mistakes against Manchester United, I think he could have played a hand in preventing. He has come out and scored in back-to-back games, which I think is commendable. He has recovered really well and also put us in great stead. You know, a season is such a long time to bury a player. Now, I've said 100% because in my mind, I want a midfielder to do certain things. And whatever he's adding is not a bad thing. So he's come up with that goal he scored against Sunderland was a goal we were desperately in need of. We had Broby giving Saliba and Big Gabby a horrendous story time. He really had them on toast. Saliba ended up taking a yellow card because it was absolutely horrendous for them. They really battled hard in those first few minutes in the game to keep the game at 0-0. They had a few chances, but I don't think there was anything that was really scary. There were times where David Raya looked a bit unsteady. You know, there was a time where he even like dropped a ball he should have caught. But that is the anxiety we had. And I expected it after, you know, like when we played Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. These guys rattled us very badly. They were not scared of us. Even today, we had quite a few set pieces. None of them were converted. These guys know how to defend. At least in set pieces, they really handled us very well. And we have that. We are not convinced. Our players are not convinced about how great they are. You know, there are certain teams, even Man U, I think, do this better than Arsenal do. In the 4 games that they've been winning, they are more confident about their quality than we are. And we are top of the league. We are top of the Champions League. We are in the final of the Carabao Cup. And we are still questioning ourselves. Our players are still like a bit unsteady. They know they've got it. And that is why we need to campaign for Declan Rice to be our captain. You guys, we need somebody who's got that kind of aura. He's the only player, I think, at Arsenal. The rest of them get the armband because of long service. Odegaard is such a nice guy. He's skillful, but that doesn't make you a captain. Anyway, let me go back to how it's panned out today. Timber, there was a time I kept confusing Timber with Jesus, saying, "You're interrupting Madueke. You are interrupting Kai. Get out of the way." And then I'd realize it was Jesus. Jesus was trying to do a lot. Timber, I don't even remember half the things he was doing. But all I know is we need him fit. And this game, I don't mind playing him in this game because we drew the one at the Stadium of Light. So we needed to guarantee a very strong back four. Califury ended up not being very clever. Coming back from injury, this is, I think, the second or third time he's come back from injury. And then he hasn't looked sort of like 100% great. Don't rush him back in such an aggressive, such a physical match. Anyway, he did have a great performance when he came on and he was replaced by Hinkapie. The two at the back, Saliba and Big Gabby. Big Gabby was absolutely majestic. Saliba, yellow card, had a bit more of a Tory time. Raya, it wasn't his best game at the end of the day, but still kept a clean sheet. That is 13 clean sheets so far this season. Declan Rice, as usual, for me, he is a workhorse. He is doing everyone else's job. He is protecting the press. He is defending it. He's doing everything. He's doing Zubimendi's job. I'm just glad that Zubimendi is helping out the strikers, because you can't be terrible at everything. Regardless, it is working for us. If it means costing Declan Rice sort of forward play, like you remember last year, Declan Rice was on the front foot like crazy. This guy was like, but this year he's having to play a different role. It's not bad. If at the end of it, we collect 3 points, I am not going to complain at all. Kai Havertz coming back, I was like, oh, start Eze. I wanted Eze to start personally instead of Kai Havertz. But he did great, I think. In the end, he had an assist for the Zubimendi goal. Although the Zubimendi goal, to be fair, giving someone an assist for such a magnificent attempt is probably cheating. But he gets it. Kai Havertz, if he had been fit throughout, it's one of those, if my uncle was my auntie, then blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But if he had been fit through the season, I reckon we'd be 15 points ahead by now. That connection he has got when he's playing in the middle with the strike force, with when Gyökeres came on, that link, even Martinelli came in and he sort of continued that chemistry. Awesome. Now, my best friends, Noni Madueke, got a lot of slating and it is pissing me right off. Noni Madueke is anything but predictable. That is why we are winning some of these games. So we've got Saka who comes on. We know what he's going to do the minute he gets it. He's going to win us a corner. He's going to put one in. We'll get an assist. He'll go in. But when push comes to shove, at the end of the day, we've had Saka for 3-4 seasons. What have we won? Nothing. We've got Noni Madueke helping him out. Saka has needed a rest. He has been overworked. When we bring in Noni, for me, I think we look better. For me, I think Gyökeres looks better. The strikers look better. The strikers look better without them. I am not slating Saka. I want Saka to start. He is our number one on that wing, but he needs to sort his game out and understand that he is not in a poverty team anymore. We are not poverty Arsenal. Remember those days where you would play like 90 games? Well, okay, exaggeration, but 1 million games a season. Right now, you've got options. You don't have to score every goal. Him and Odegaard need to wake the hell up, and they need to realize that they should be creating opportunities. It's not about them scoring. And right now, look, imagine if those two had played today. Do you think we'd have won that game? I reckon we'd have struggled a lot more. I'm not joking. I think we would have struggled a lot more because Zubimendi scored that first one. Gyökeres gets that assist. Oh, who gave the Gyökeres assist? 1 second, guys. Kai Havertz. Yeah, Kai Havertz to Gyökeres. Gyökeres basically manages to hold some player up, the defender up, and then before the keeper could set himself down to make sure that he's planted so that he can save that goal, it's behind it's through behind the net, behind the goal, whatever. We've scored. And that is what Gyökeres needs. Gyökeres was not getting any half-decent opportunities. When you go to Odegaard and Saka, he's not going to get anything from them. They're too predictable. So, first of all, they're very easy to block. It's very easy to block Saka and Odegaard from getting the ball to Gyökeres. And then when he gets it, it's behind him. It's too far in front. He's in the wrong position. His foot, basically the chemistry is zero. So a balance is needed. And then, of course, that run, it's becoming iconic, that run. Me and Martinelli, I want him playing centrally. He's so much more influential when he's down that middle. He's galloping towards goal. To be fair, I was screaming at him when he had that goal. I was like, you better pass that ball. And for me, when he passed it to Gyökeres, I was thinking, well done. You have grown up so much. You have grown up so much. Because there was a time would have gone for it and that would have ended up in the keeper's ribs. But he knew he is so clever. The way he just passed it off to Gyökeres, who was in a better position. It's different to when Kai Havertz did for himself. But he was offside in the Chelsea game. Kai Havertz went and took that goal. And Kai Havertz personally might have more confidence and more, this guy is Champions League winner at the end of the day. But Martinelli, I think you're amazing. You're very hardworking. You should just keep going. Champions League comes, you're definitely my starter. Premier League, I don't think so. You're fantastic coming on and changing the game. This is what we want you for. And you're doing an absolutely magnificent job. I think he was absolutely fantastic. Now, let us rate Arteta. Arteta is determined to kill me before my time. That lineup, the balance, when the game started was not there. You cannot lie. There was zero balance in that game. We got lucky with Supermendi's goal. There was space and he took it. Usually would have been passing it 16 times before anybody took it. But thank goodness he used basically got confident. But Arteta, seriously, he needs to sort out the way he approaches games. Jesus, I know he's one of your favorite players. You've got your little favorites who you feel should start. But please just start your careers every game. Start him. Do not even start your experiments. 9 points ahead now. Tomorrow, Liverpool with their own problems. They're not going to be looking at their whole friendly match thing with City, which I absolutely love. Let them see who's going to beat whoever and have their whole little banter going on. You know what I mean? Gosh, how pathetic. But I'm being nice today, so because we've won. But yeah, no, Arteta needs to stop the experiments. I would like to see Eze play more. I've heard that Rice was not very happy at certain points with Eze because he was not pressing and he lost possession somewhere, blah, blah, blah. For me, that is absolutely fine. Because at the end of the day, Eze is not used to the game at Arsenal. The game we are playing at Arsenal is so high pressure. There's no room for relaxation. And we've got, Eze needs to be able to have time to collect the ball and turn. But you are collecting the ball and turning, and then you have to think of defending some, loose pass and stuff like that. It's very difficult for him, but the more he plays, the better he's going to be. So make sure that when it comes to the FA Cup, he is the one starting there. I need to see Saka back in the lineup because March is going to be horrendous. March, April is going to be really tough. Champions League, FA Cup, Premier League is going to be really tough. So we need them back. We need Odegaard back. I do like Odegaard in certain games, but he sort of needs to realize that we need a lot more direct play. None of that back and forth and sideways passing to death. We are over it. Otherwise, guys, that is how the Arsenal game went. Let us have a quick look at some of the other results that on today in the Premier League. Earlier on in the day, Manchester United beat Tottenham 2-0. Now, Romero was sent off earlier in the game for a horrendous tackle on Casemiro. The same thing happened to an Arsenal player and the player got a yellow card. Same thing. Inconsistent and ridiculousness. Anyway, Brian Mbeumo scores first in the 38th minute with a Kobe Mainu assist. And then, is it Diogo Dallo with an assist for Bruno Fernandes goal. Hey, guys, the way things are looking for Manchester United, these guys are very, very impressive right now. They're looking very good. Tottenham Hotspur look like they're in the mud. I reckon, for me personally, I thought the challenge from Romero was a yellow card. It wasn't a red card. It was a straight red. And even the one against Arsenal for me was a yellow card. It wasn't nice, but obviously he was going for the ball and caught the guy. So for me, a yellow was not bad. It's just that it's consistently inconsistent in the Premier League. Another player I wanted to pick up was Kobe Mainu. Remember how Kobe was being treated by Ruben Amorim, who, by the way, I supported. I thought he would do the job that Carrick is doing now. He made everyone, actually, to be fair, all the fans were saying Kobe should be playing because we know everyone can see what he's capable of. the potential in him, except Ruben. I think he really messed that up completely. And he looks like a fool right now because Kobe's playing every minute of the game for Carrick, and he is producing. He is playing wonderfully without showing off. But now I understand why his brother made all those free Kobe t-shirts, 100%. Hey, and my best friends in Birmingham, Aston Villa. Hey, what's happening with Aston Villa? Isn't it only 3 weeks ago I was saying that I think Unai Emery is one of the best managers in the league. Well, he has lost his mind. And you know that game after there was an interview he did where he says, "Oh, I don't think we're good enough to finish in the top 5." That was it for him, I think. You know, psychologically he is incapable of taking the next step because there's no good reason why. This team, even the way they played today, they should have been able to beat Bournemouth. But they drew, dropping another 2 points, and we can forget them for the title race because they're currently, what are they? They are behind Arsenal by crazy 13 points now or something. I don't know how many points, but they're behind. So it's 9, 10, probably 10 or 11. But yeah, man, they really sabotage themselves, which is the most ridiculous thing. West Ham finally get 2 points against Burnley. Somerville and Castellanos with their goals away from home. So that was impressive for them. And then Fulham lost 2-1 to Everton. I thought Fulham would win, but then, of course, I did mention that at the end of the day, their coach, Everton coach, is absolutely, his experience is next to none at the end of the day, David Moyes. So he did it, but it looks like there was an own goal from Leno. Lots of Dewsbury, blah, blah, 2-1 anyway to Everton. And then Chelsea won 3-1 versus Wolves with a hat-trick from Cole Palmer, 2 penalties. Was it 2, 3? Yeah, 2 penalties and a goal. I haven't seen the goals, to be fair. But yeah, I think I expected this win. And Liam Rosini, I think, would do half decent. He probably isn't like, top winning level, but he's going to be pretty something when he grows out of his little tantrums and unfair thingies. The way Arteta's grown out of them this season, I think he'll be formidable in a couple of years. And I've literally just been watching Newcastle versus Brentford, which was actually a very interesting match to watch. We saw Newcastle go ahead 1-0, then there was an equalizer, then they went back up again. Oh, and then Brentford went ahead with a penalty, then Guimaraes penalty, then Ouattara's goal near the end in the 85th minute was pretty good. And Brentford beat Newcastle from home, which is shocking. But the starting lineup for Newcastle is really concerning. It's like they have really got a lot of injuries and it's affecting their season very negatively. So that's shocking. So that is Saturday's roundup. We've got some games on Sunday that will be taking place. Premier League, you go Brighton versus Crystal Palace at 2:00 my time. Then the big game. This is such an important game now for Arsenal, for Manchester City. Manchester City need to keep in touch and they need to win this match. Now, I saw a little snippet from an interview where they were asking Van Dijk about getting into the top 4. And they said, he was saying, no, he's not even worried about that. He thinks they are good enough now to continue. If they continue winning, they'll be able to catch Arsenal because Arsenal are known for bottling. Basically, we are possible, we'll bottle it, so he wants to be at the end. And yeah, I agree with you, Van Dijk. I think you should go for it, win this game so that you can come and challenge us for the Premier League. We really would like to see it. Otherwise, do well tomorrow. I'll be a Liverpool supporter just for 2 hours. It won't hurt. But yeah, if they both lose, it would be nice if they both lost. Otherwise, those are the games for tomorrow, and it is super important for Arsenal. We'll all be watching it. If Manchester City do not win this match, they are good as gone. There's no way Arsenal are not going to lose 3 more games in 13. It's just not going to happen. So tomorrow after this game, we'll see what happens, and then we're going to look ahead at the next games that both teams have, the top 2, Arsenal and Manchester City, to see what is the likelihood rather of them catching us, because we are absolutely killing it. Right, guys, thanks for joining me. I will be talking to you very soon. Bye.